Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, hope you're doing well. I thought I'd show you a mistake I've made. I've cocked up basically. I was bidding on cars yesterday, Jason and I were chatting away and I was saying, well, what about this Suzuki Ignis here? And I'd already left a proxy bid on this. 2017, it's a Suzuki Ignis dual jet SZ5. And seeing as we just sold the Jeep Renegade in a matter of minutes in a colour like this, I keep pressing the wrong button. It's got a few marks as to be expected on the roof, but otherwise looks pretty bonny, doesn't it? And nice and bright at the front here. I thought that will do very well. And to top it off, it's automatic. Look at that. Which not everyone's going to like, but usually is good news. It's got a nice little funky head unit, all that sort of stuff. Obviously quite well equipped, only 70,000 miles. So I thought that was good news. And the cap clean, I wonder if it will tell us still. Probably doesn't tell us. Oh, it does. Cap clean, £8,000 with a retail of £9.5 grand. So the fact that I bought this for £6,000 plus fees is absolutely amazing news, right? There is a huge margin in that. Let's have a look how much that is with the fees. There's £394 of fees, £47.40 of BCA assured report, and then VAT, of which there's zero, strangely, comes to £6,441. So let's say we go on Auto Trader's valuation, which is actually 9,830. We say it's got 250 quid's worth of refurbing fees, wheels maybe, touching up those couple of bits that we saw. 6,441. That would leave us a margin of 3,139. That would be very nice. Here's where I made the mistake though. I assumed that I'd read the assured report on this before and just put my proxy bid in without checking it. Assumption is the mother of all f***ups, as they say, when you assume you make an ass of you and I. Isn't that right? Of you and me. Yeah, lots of sayings like that I usually get wrong. If we look at the assured report, it's got a red warning light for first and reverse drive / clutch slip test, in brackets, static. So they've tested pulling forward and reversing from like a just sat still just to see what will happen. And I guess they think it's slipping. And then under notes is an amber warning. It says engine bay / clutch / slipping. It says underbody mechanical / gearbox / when moving - noise. I don't think it's necessarily saying the clutch is slipping or the gearbox is slipping or whatever. I think they just have to, that's the only option they've got for kind of gearbox noise, and they've put it in the notes here that underbody mechanical gearbox when moving noise. So it might go some way to explain how we managed to get it so cheap. I've got to admit, I bid on it, I won it, and I said, Jason, oh, wow, I've got that for £6 grand. Yeah. And he was like, oh yeah, good. So that's a good report. And I was like, yeah. Clicked on it and I was like, oh shit. I don't know how I forgot. I'm sure I get chastised by you all, but yeah, I guess when you're bidding on lots of cars, it's easy to remember which ones you have checked thoroughly and which ones you haven't. Either way, I'm stuck with it now. There's no getting out of it. So I'm going to get that paid and I'm going to try and send Josh down there today to get that picked up. We can get it back here, find out exactly what it is, because 9 times out of 10, you might find that that's just got a noisy alternator pulley or something. These kind of assured reports can sometimes be a bit sort of confusing or misleading, and a bit like the Golf I bought the other day, said it had no service history. Well, checking the car, service history book's there. So maybe they're not always the most thorough when they're doing their checks. So you might find it's something minor. It's got an exhaust blow or something. That would be nice, but worst case scenario, we've got a bit of margin to sort it out. So let's send Josh down there, get it picked up, bring it back here, and see what, if anything, we've got to do to fix it.
So here we have Joe's newest purchase, this lovely little Suzuki Ignis thing. Looks, not too fair, it's not as dirty as I expected something like this to be inside. Not too much work for Jordan in here, to be fair. But we are expecting, oh nice, been sat for a little while. You're expecting gearbox issues with this apparently, so we'll just see what happens here. Starts up alright. No knocks and stuff to start off with, that's always a good start. Oh, reverse works, that's a good start. It does forward. Oh, it seems to do the driving. There it is, all loaded up on the new green truck. Thought I'd bring this one today. Macaulay's using the black one. I thought I'd bring this instead of the Navara and pick trailer, because Joe mentioned this might add a gearbox, so I thought, you know, the winch will come in handy. Luckily didn't have to use it. Nice little car all loaded up on the new truck, and we're good to go. Take this one back to Barrow, and I imagine you guys will see some more content of Joe test driving this shortly.
Right, so Josh is back with our Ignis, and the news is that it seems to drive all right, but I do want to take it out myself and be 100% sure. I've actually just got one of those CVT gearboxes, not a normal auto, so if they put the handbrake on and try to do a sort of test like they would with the clutch, maybe it's done something weird, I don't know. It's pretty funky looking though. I don't remember it having the sort of accents on it when I was bidding on it, but hey ho, quite a smart looking little thing this. Yeah, oh, paint's not great there actually, but not the end of the world. What we're more concerned about is this gearbox, so let's hop in and just try it here, and then we'll take it out for a spin properly. Interestingly, cobwebs on the stalk, which, what does that tell us? It's not been in use for a while. Let's see what happens if we, okay, so we're in drive. We'll leave the handbrake on. Well, it's trying to pull away. Handbrake off. Pulls away, no problem. They made a note about noise, didn't they? So I can't hear anything. What happens if we put it in neutral? I'm going to get a mount for this camera, and we will take it out on the road and see how it performs. Before I do, look, I was just sort of putting this into gear, and you can hear it select. Do you think our sweet, naive AA inspector heard that and was like, oh, something's wrong? Well, clearly it's kind of an actuated switch to push the selector arms. I thought being a CVT, sometimes they're a bit like, they're a bit of a lull. But you put your foot down and it wants to spin the wheel, so can't see any issues there. Right, let's get this mount. Right, drive selected. Pulls away, no problem. There's Josh. All right, we're up into fourth. No issues so far. Fifth. Does it go one higher? What have we put into manual? No, so it looks like there's only 5 gears. Down to fourth. Down to third. Put it back into auto. I can't see anything wrong with this. What's wrong with that? We slowed down, went to go pick up again. It's a bit lazy in between gears, but I think that's just how this system probably works. It's bizarre, the amount of times I've bought things from auction, they've got something on the report, it's smoking or it's noisy. A lot of the times noisy, engine bay noise or something, and you get there and you think, what's wrong with this? Or it's a V8, it's meant to make noise. It's kicking down if you put your foot down wanting more speed. Right, so we are doing about 30 in 5th gear. I'll put my foot down. How quick did that pick up? It's pretty impressive, actually. Not so much the changes up between gears, but the down changes. That was pretty good. Now that we've done a bit of driving, I'm going to stop somewhere and reverse. Into reverse, straight in. What's wrong with that? Now, admittedly, they do this as a static test, which is why we were just discussing it before I went out on the road. I thought, well, maybe what they'd do, if you wanted to test a clutch from a static test, you would put the handbrake on and you would put it into drive or put it into 1st gear, and you'd pull away and see whether, you know, it would pull the car forward or whether the revs would go up, showing the clutch is slipping. Well, it's obviously not as easy to do in a automatic, but we'll put it into 1st gear. We've got the handbrake on. We'll let the brake out. It's dragging the rear wheels with the handbrake on, no problem. It's not going to work quite the same in reverse because it'll be pushing, but we'll give it a go. It did work the same. No sign of any slipping. Back into automatic mode. Pulls away perfectly. So it's a bit lazy between upshifts, but I think that's just how it is. It's just a small engine Suzuki automatic gearbox. It's perfect. And no weird noises, so I think we've lucked out here. That's good news, because when Jason asked me about the assured report this morning and I looked at it and I saw that it said the clutch was slipping and it was making noises and everything, I said, oh, fiddlesticks. I was not very happy. I just didn't want more hassle and work like that, so I've lucked right out. And the good news is we got it cheaper probably as a result. I guess it cuts both ways. You can rely on auction houses to not be completely competent when it comes to telling you every fault with the car, and you can't rely on them to be completely competent to not misdiagnose something and put it in a report. So, seeing as we got this far, I think we'll get it back to the garage. We'll let Jordan and Mark do their work on it, getting it cleaned up, and once it's ready for pictures and video, we'll have another look around it and get Toby to do some of his cinematics. Right, so there we have it. Toby's done his cinematics. The car's looking cleaner. In fact, it's not actually as clean as it was because we cleaned it. Then it's been a weekend since we actually got around to finishing this up. So it's got sandy and dirty again. But it's looking much nicer. And I think I have absolutely lucked out with this, looks-wise and mechanical-wise. So I got very lucky. But the moral of the story is always do your checks, always do your research. I've broken one of my own auction buying rules, which is always do your research, which I didn't really do well enough on this case. Bit of an oversight. And talking of doing your research, that leads me on very nicely to today's video sponsor, which is Vehicle Score. I want to talk to you about a couple of things with Vehicle Score that's changed. So let's have a quick look. If we go to Vehicle Score, and I've put in our registration, which is Whiskey Alpha 17 Uniform Sierra Zulu, that's going to give us a score on this car. 889 out of 999, which is amazing. So we've talked about all the things before, how they've got the score insights, you've got your MOT history on here, you've got your mileage tracker, you've got estimates. On some cars, you're going to have things to look out for when it comes to buying it. But what I want to talk about today is their new Ultimate Report, which is insured for an extra pound, only £9.97. You get £10,000 worth of Experian data guarantee. So should there be something wrong on that, or you find something that wasn't listed, you have got some fallback on that. The second being, if you head to Vehicle Details, I was talking to Nathan of Vehicle Score, and I said, look, it'd be amazing if you could have one app for doing everything when it comes to checking cars. Is that car MOT'd? How long has it got left? Is it taxed? How long has it got left? Do I need to put a tray plate in or not? So they've now changed it. They did originally have whether the car was taxed and MOT'd or not, but now, after talking with them, we've got it so that it's red or green. So this car is not taxed, so it's in red. It is MOT though, and it tells us 284 days left. So it's all just there, right in front of you, nice and easy. So I've deleted a good few apps off my phone recently because I can do everything through Vehicle Score. And the third thing, which is our new discount code, 15% off of all the Vehicle Score checks was great, but I thought it'd be even better if we got 20%. So I've spoken to the guys and that's what we've done. In fact, what I haven't done up to this point is to calculate how much that actually takes off of the new check. So let's do that quickly. I'm gonna head to check out this car and insert our new promo code, which is Shifting Metal 20. Add that, and it's going to take 20% off, making it £7.98 for that top tier check with the insurance. So you saved yourself literally £2. I think that's a very good discount. So that's a completely exclusive discount for Shifting Metal viewers. And don't panic if you've used the code Shifting Metal 15 recently from other videos, because I've had them change that too. They are all now 20% off. So make sure if you're going to do a check, or you know anyone who is, make sure they use that code Shifting Metal 20. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you hit the thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe. Don't forget you can check out my websites, which are shiftingmetal.co.uk. You can find all my merchandise there, as well as discount codes, including the Vehicle Score 20% off. And if you're in the market to sell your car, please do visit my website, carsboughtformore.com. Enter your information, you get an instant quote. And if you're happy with it, we can get that car bought from you, collected, and try and make it as an easy transaction as possible. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.